This show is live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. With me today for the reading and discussion is
Ananse.
If you just joined us, this is the e-Ananse Kiddie Reads show. Please don't go anywhere. Just stay glued to this platform as we bring you exciting readings and discussions that will inspire and motivate you to dream and achieve bigger. You can send your comments while the discussion goes on. Do you know there are about 100 different tribes in Ghana currently? What tribe do you belong to? And do you know the history behind your tribe? Where do your tribe initially migrated from? What is the name of the food consumed by the people of your tribe? What festival is celebrated by the people of your tribe? Do you know the title given to the head of your tribe? If you don't have answers to all these, then stay with us on this platform as the e-Ananse Kiddie Reads take us through the various tribes we have in Ghana. Today, we shall consider two tribes, which are the e-Ananse and the Dagombas. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome once again to the show Nana Osei Akutu. Nana Osei, welcome once again to the e-Ananse.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you are doing well.
I'm doing great.
So as I said in my introduction, we are going to read about the e-Ananse and the Dagombas. First of all, let's look at the e-Ananse. Nana Osei, please, what can you tell us about the e-Ananse?
Thank you, Eddie, for having me. Today we are looking at the e-Ananse and the Dagombas. So we are first looking at the e-Ananse. The e-Ananse are the people who live on the coastal plains that run from Accra in the west to the mouth of the Volta River at Ada in the east. They are made up of two main ethnic groups, the Ga and the Adangi. The Ga speak the Ga language and they are found around Accra and its surrounding areas. The Dembe is made up of smaller ethnic group that speak similar languages. They include the Adan, the Shai, the Kpong, the Osudoku, the Bugla, and the Ningo. According to the oral tradition of the Ga-Dambe, they migrated from the east, which is believed to be the Yoruba territories of Ile-Ife and Benin in the southwestern part of Nigeria.
Interesting. So what made them migrate from their original place of settlement, and by what means did they move?
Okay, from their original place of settlement, they were facing oppression from their former rulers. So the essence of their migration is to escape from oppression by their former rulers. Their migration is believed to have been made by both land and sea. After crossing the river Mono and later the Volta River, the Ga-Ananse scattered after making a brief settlement along the coast.
I see. So who are some of the prominent people who led them? And can you help us with some of the known towns they initially settled?
Alright. After scattering along the coast, the Ga first moved to the inland, to the region of Ayawaso, which they first developed as their principal town. Their migration was led by their first chief, Manche Ayukishi. After him came Aite, who built the capital of the Ga people at Ayawaso, which is 11 miles from Accra to the old Insawan Road. After him also came Nikwe Nalai. After him came Oramampon, who married a one lady from the Obutus called Dede Akan. Oramampon sadly died. So after the death of Oramampon, Dede, his wife reigned as a regent. She was a very cruel and a wicked woman. In the end, they killed her. Until her son Okankwe became the chief, they killed her in the end. So after her death, Okankwe ruled as a king for the Ga people.
Oh, okay. So what happened after the death of Dede Akai?
After the death of Dede Akan, Okankwe, a son, reigned in her stead. Okanko was still very young when he became the chief of the Ga people. Though he was reported to be the wicked king of the Ga, he was the best known king of the Ga. It was during his reign that the Ga kingdom became powerful. He was a great and a powerful warrior. He was respected and feared by the Europeans. He did not allow the Dutch to be the only traders on the land. It was that time that Accra was a very important trading center. The Ga sold items like beads, knives, pans, and clothes which they bought from the Europeans to the inland traders. In return, they bought gold, slaves, and ivory from the inland traders and sold it to the Europeans. The inland traders like the Apamus paid more for the goods they bought from the Ga, so they didn't like this. In addition to Okanko's wickedness, he circumcised an Apamu prince called Prince Ode, who was staying in the palace of the Ga king.
Oh, I see. So is that why there was a war between the Gas and the Apamus?
Certainly.
If that was so, what happened in the battle?
Do you know that in Apamu's custom too, a circumcised person cannot be king? As a result, the Apamus became furious and war broke between the Apamus and the Gans. They defeated the Gans because the Gans were divided. All the Gan parties did not take part in the war, and even some fought on the part of the Apamus. Okanko felt very bad about this and killed himself on 20th June 1660. He was buried on a hill that's named after him, in the place he fought his last battle. In the Ga history, Okanko is the last chief who ruled over a wide empire. During his reign, he ruled over the province of Teshi, Nungwa, Tema, Gamashi, and Osu. He is a very great and powerful king in the Ga history.
Wow! History tells us that the Ashantis ruled the Gas until 1826. So what brought about the end of the rulership of the Ashantis and what actually took place after?
Well, after the defeat of the Gans, Ashambo Okaikwe-san took many people and ran away from the capital and went eastward along the coast. They came to a town called Little Popo or Aneko in Benin in 1680. The Akwamo, under their king, Akwamo, treated the Gans very badly. They even went ahead to seize some property of some Ga kings who died. But the reign of the Akwamo didn't last long. The Gans were held by Amu, who was staying in the royal palace of the Akwamo family. The Gans were held by the Dutch, the Akwiapem, and the Achem, more importantly. All these people did not like the Gans because of their wicked behavior. But the Achem people came into war because they wanted to control the Ga people. So after the defeat of the Apamus, the Achem became the masters of the Ga until 1742, when they were defeated by the Asantes. The Asantes ruled until 1826, as you said, but their rulership came to an end when they were also defeated by the British. It was from the capital at Ayawaso that the Ga founded the Ga kingdom with 7 towns. The kingdom are the Gamashi, the Osu, the Tema, the Nungwa, and many provinces up to the 7 provinces. By the beginning of the 17th century, the Ga has already built a powerful state which extended to the Okaike Hill near Nsawong. The Gamashi, the Nungwa, and the Tema were the first to move. The La and Osudoku followed originally and settled in the La and Osudoku respectively. Due to some misunderstanding, a group of people led by Mankralo Numo Okran Imashi moved out to found a settlement at Steshi. It should be noted that from their traditional as well as their religious rituals, the Ga admit they met an indigenous people in the coastal regions whom they call the Bese people, a branch of the Guan. The Ga do not remember fighting against the Guan and defeating them, but it's almost certain that they did absorb some of them. Indeed, the government has a stew called the one stew.
So Nana said, can you tell us some of the common foods eaten by the Gans? Also, their festival and the costume they like wearing most.
Okay, the Gans celebrate the Homework Festival, a festival to which as anger. During the festival, they prepare their traditional food called otok, that's mashed yam in oil with egg. In the festival, they sprinkle some on the floor and they eat some. They pour libation also to thank their God for providing them with food. They also eat kinky and fish. The men wear a big white shirt and a big white shirt with a little bay leaf on their neck. And the ladies also wear kaba and slit during the festival celebration.
Wow, what an interesting history about the Gan Adambis. Now, let's talk about the Dagombas. Nana said, where did the Dagombas come from?
Okay, according to the Dagombas oral tradition, their founders were related to each other. They were the people who came to northern Ghana as invaders from the northeast, probably from the Hausa land or the areas around Lake Chad, into the land of the Empire of Mali.
So, where was their first settlement and what happened there?
Okay, their first settlement was at Zamfara in the northwest of Nigeria. They were led and ruled by a brave war chief whom the Mali people called Tohaji, the Red Hunter. After settling at Zamfara for some time, the Dagomba moved away southwestward through Medieval Valley into their present home in what is now called the Upper East region of Ghana. Led by their brave war chief Tohaji, they began to fight against the indigenous people, that is the people who are already living in that area. These people are the Sisala, the Tampulensi, the Chamba, and the Kokomba. These people were in small group and were not united. As a result, they were easily overpowered by the Dagombas, who first settled at Pusiga. Do you now see the essence of unity? Because they were not united, they were easily overpowered. So in this life, we should learn to be united so that we can stand every challenge that comes our way. Let's continue the story. So sadly, Tohaji, their Red Hunter, died before they settled at Pusiga.
So now that their brave war chief Tohaji is no more, what happened on their journey to their desired settlement?
Okay, they chose a new leader. Their new leader was Nagbewa. Na is the title for a chief in the Dagomba area. Bewa was the grandson of Tohaji. He united his people and easily defeated the local people around Pusiga. He brought them also under his authority. Bewa was succeeded by his elder son, Zirile. He also died so sadly along the way.
So now that Zirile too is no more, what happened to the Dagombas after his death?
Well, after Zirile's death, the son of Bewa began to quarrel about who should be the next king. This resulted in a bitter struggle among the brothers. After the civil war, Titobu and his followers moved to found the state of Dagomba. Dagomba was south of Mampugu. Titobu became the ruler of the local people because he had better weapons. His people were also organized and did not fear to die in war. One factor which helped them to overcome the people was that they knew how to use horses, but the people feared the horses.
So Nana said, now let's talk about the reign of Sitobu's son and the state of the Dagombas after his death.
Okay, the paramount chief of the Dagomba is called Yana. The greatest of the Yana is Zirile's son, Nyaski, Sitobu's son. He was the chief of the Dagomba for the year 1476 to 1492. He was a brave soldier who, like was, he conquered a great deal of the present Dagomba territory from the people who lived there. In his days, Dagomba was extended across the White Volta, which included the most important salt producing center and the commercial center at Bui. In the 17th century, during the reign of Yana Dariziogo, the Dagomba kingdom was attacked by a ruler of Gonda called Indura Jakpa. In this process, Daboya was captured from the Dagomba ruler. The Yana had to move the capital from Jendi Dabari to northeast because he feared it would also be captured. However, the Dagomba under a Yana called Asigeli fought a great battle against the Kirizan near Tamale and defeated them. They did gain their freedom. By 1746, Dagomba has been defeated by the Asantes. Yendi was captured and Diana was forced to pay tribute to the Asantes each year until 1874, when the British defeated Asantes in the Saganti War. I hope you heard about the Saganti War of 1874.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Okay, let's continue. By the end of the 17th century, the area of the Volta was dominated by the Dagombes. Well, however, by the beginning of the 19th century, the Dagomba has been incorporated into the Asante Empire as a vassal or a conquered state. Because the Dagombes and the Nanumba were descendants of Bewa, they regard the Mampugu as their parent kingdom and Gambaga as their parent home.
Finally, let's talk about their festival, their traditional costumes, and last but not the least, their traditional food.
Okay, their traditional festival is the Bugum Chigu, that's the fire festival. During the festival, they wear smoke, and the festival is celebrated on the first month of the Dagomba lunar year. Their food is almost wachi, that's the traditional food they eat.
Okay, all too soon we have come to the end of another exciting show, e-Ananse Kiddie Reads. I've been your host for today and my name is Ibrahim from Marystar of the Sea International School. Thank you, Nana Hussein, for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks to all you out there for watching us. We are very grateful. And thanks to the e-Ananse Libraries for organizing this show. The kids in Ghana say thank you. Till we come your way same time next week. Remember that e-Ananse's where stories come to life. Thank you. Bye-bye.